Standing Rock Cultural Arts is honored to present the 20th annual environmental art show, The Virtual Tour. Thanks to a pathogen called COVID-19, we are unable to invite you all to the North Water Street Gallery in downtown Kent for an opening, but that's not going to stop us from celebrating the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, April 22nd, 2020. Environmental art has always been at the heart of Standing Rock Cultural Arts. Not just because there are so many themes to explore: air, water, earth, conservation, alternative energy, and local food. It's also because it's springtime in Ohio and the world is blossoming all around us. Time to celebrate, even if we have to keep our social distance and don a mask. The exhibit features the work of Fred Pierre, Vince Packard, Cindy Pinter, Chuck Slonaker, Nicki Puccini, Trey Berry, Shura Skya, Joshua Bentley, and Julia Koval. Fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the tour. Feel free to message us at info@standingrock.net or on Facebook if you're interested in any of the works. The first artist on the tour is Fred Pierre. By sharing his love of nature, Fred hopes to inspire others to revere our planet and its ecology so we don't lose Earth's beautiful creatures. Fred's grandfather was an amateur scuba diver, and he taught Fred about ocean life and conservation. Ocean ecology is featured in several pieces. The first, The Lost Cypress of Atlantis, conflates undersea with overland. Flowers, fish, and fungi create a living rainbow. The effect is kaleidoscopic. The second image, Butterfly Magic, composites several layers of butterflies using a diamond interface pattern. The third piece took a little inspiration from Game of Thrones. Fred calls it the Song of Fire and Ice. It combines the colorful ice of Russia's Lake Baikal with hot lava from Hawaii. Ray tracing mixes public domain hand-drawn biological illustrations with a collage of creatures from the land and sea. There are more than a dozen animals camouflaged in the piece. In Breakfast in Paradise, the colors come from feathers, fruit, and flowers. The butterfly feasts on a flower and speaks to the complexity of nature. The final piece, Sea Pods, combines birds and sea creatures and the floating stingrays, showing the relation between the land, air, and ocean habitats. The next featured artist is Vince Packard. Vince has been curating the environmental art show at Standing Rock Cultural Arts since its beginning in 2001. In Vince's artist statement, he says, "We border the most dubious of the Great Lakes, Lake Erie, known for its toxic algae blooms, and the Ohio River to the south, which often appears as nothing more than an industrial alley and toxic sewer. Our most famous river, the Cuyahoga, earned infamy by catching fire and burning for days in the 1960s. Still, Vince says he loves Ohio. He dreams that someday we'll be able to teach the grand bounty of our original flora, fauna, and human culture that the Europeans first glimpsed in the Northwest Territories. He says it's time to correct the economic view that leaves such devastation for the temporary benefit of a few. He says Ohio was once home to wood bison, cougar, wolf, elk, wolverine, fisher, lynx, and other animals, along with giant trees, wild, clean waterways, and the epic drama of the Native Americans yielding and suffering the European conquest. The next artist is Cindy Pinter, a multimedia artist who teaches filmmaking, photography, and digital media at Hiram College. Cindy chose images that illustrate her interest as a documentary photographer, examining the beauty of nature and its changing aspects in our contemporary life. She says, "I observe and record what I see in my own locality." Her photographs are her response to what she sees and feels about the natural world. Family farms, long abandoned, or being sold off as farmers can no longer make a living on the land. Wild animals who no longer live in forests and meadows, but exist in cities and suburbs as their natural habitats disappear. Trees dying, and other signs of devastating change. But she also sees signs of hope. People gathering to honor the solstice, reconnecting with nature, stopping to appreciate the flowers, dancing about the earth. "I see beauty and hope," she says, "but I also discover decaying sculptures, wailing about the loss that climate change and corporations and modern life bring on. I photograph what I observe and add a voice to this most important conversation about the earth we must now have before it's too late." The next artist is Chuck Slonaker. He writes that, "After the death of my sweet mom last year, I tried to return to painting landscapes and cityscapes, but quickly found it was unfulfilling and meaningless." He came across a statement by animal rights activist Bradley Trevor Grief and decided to embrace it as a direction for his art. Grief says that animals will not fight or argue for their survival. They will just disappear without our interventions. As species go extinct on a daily basis due to our overconsumption, Chuck joins other conservationists to be a champion for our fellow creatures. The next body of work was created by multidisciplinary artist and Youngstown resident Nicki Puccini. Nikki finds inspiration from a plethora of references, from music lyrics and song titles to pop culture and nostalgia, to growing up in an abandoned city, animals, and nature. Her collage work, photography, and videography have been featured in galleries around Northeast Ohio. The next artist is Akron resident and landscape designer Trey Berry. He first studied art at Memphis State University and went on to study painting with Robert Venosa and Marina Hoffman in Boulder, Colorado. In his artist statement, Trey says, "My paintings imagine mystic and symbolic worlds that express wonder, not fear, of the unknown. Trey says he paints dreams and visions that give him faith in humanity and a greater knowledge of the immensity of the universe of the inner mind. Magic never evades us, he says. It's all around us, a great river flowing through time. With every brushstroke and thought that passes, Trey says, we create our own destiny. He seeks experiences that not only change his personal and spiritual views, but experiences that rock the very foundations of the soul. Trey says nothing of great value comes without sacrifice. Personal discovery and the resulting destruction of the ego is a calling of the highest order. Let the revolution begin. The next artist, Shura Skya, got her bachelor degree of music and piano performance from Oberlin College in 2000, and then received her MFA in painting from the New York Studio School. She has exhibited extensively through New York, Ohio, and Moscow. She currently lives in New York City with her husband and son. The title of Shura's first work is Moby Dick, The Raft of the Medusa, and Popeye.
Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm one tough kazookas, what hates all palookas, what ain't on the up and square. I bips 'em and bumps 'em, and always I rubs 'em, and none of 'em gets nowhere. Sing along with me, everybody. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Popeye the Sailor Man. I am what I am, and that's all what I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm one tough kazookas, what hates all palookas, what ain't on the ups and square. Boy, I bips 'em and bups 'em and always outrubs 'em, but none of 'em gets nowhere. Oh, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm going to the finish, 'cause I eats me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Shura's second work is titled Swirling. It's a commentary on how humans have evolved technologically and how robots have become a part of our daily lives. The next artist is Joshua Bentley. Josh is a multidisciplined artist and Kent native. He's exhibited in Ohio, Texas, and New York. Painting is his primary focus. Says the paintings invoke thoughts of the life, love, and beauty that make our Earth such an abundantly unique planet and a limitless canvas for co-creation. The final featured artist is new to Standing Rock Cultural Arts. Julia Koval is in the Akron hardcore band Distort Hope. She went to Mayfield High School and enjoys multimedia art inspired by nature.